Brunei has embraced the Renaissance. Congratulations, Brunei. It's only 1680. How's the piracy going? Oh, it's going amazingly well. We can now reach virtually every province except for like the interiors of the Red Sea and the Persian Gulf from like East Africa to Japan. Sorry, West Africa to Japan. And we finally found the Caribbean, but problem is there's no Portuguese colonies over here. It's all French or British, which is going to be a lot more difficult for us to take. I think the most likely jumping off place is going to have to be Scandinavia. We'll have to take Bermuda from them. Which would be good, actually. Bermuda is going to be a very potent pirate haven because it's going to give us access to the east coast of America, too. Any islands in the Med I can take. I mean, at some point we are going to have to force a war with Britain, which is also going to mean fighting Aragon. And at that point we could try and take, for example, Malta. Possibly the Balearics. Oh, they've split the Balearics up. That's a good change. Well, I would like to take Majorca in that case, because he'll give us access to all 4 of these sea zones, including all the claims and the, more importantly, trade conflicts. So we'll want Majorca, we'll want Malta, and we'll probably want Cyprus. And maybe something like Naxos. Or Crete. Crete would be better. Cyprus and Crete. Although, actually, with Cyprus, I think we can raid all of this, so we'll only need Crete. And then we'll be able to reach into the Black Sea, probably. But that's still a ways off. In fact, who owns Crete? Is it the Mamelukes? Yeah, the Mamelukes would be a harder fight. Venice? It would be in Venice's backyard, so that would mean fighting against galleys, so we'll need to make sure we have much stronger ships before we do that. There are no Black Sea islands, no. But I think that Cyprus will allow us... Sorry, Crete will allow us to reach most. And then up here, Shetland or the Falklands, and then of course, Gotland. The one I really need to work out is the Caribbean. I was not expecting the Caribbean to be fully colonized already, although that was a silly expectation because it's the Caribbean. It tends to be the first thing to go. And I was also expecting Castile or Portugal to actually have a holding over there, but they don't. They let Britain have it all. The Ottomans died and the player has nothing to do with it. Yeah, I know. Because we have a silly strong Commonwealth, we have a quite strong Mamelukes, and a Livonian order for reasons. And Timmy seems to be doing pretty strong. I'd quite like to see the Mughals appear. I think that would be interesting. Although Jompo would be a reasonable threat for them. A decent road obstacle before they can do anything else. New thinkers arise. A level 3 production efficiency, 50% off. Unfortunately, advisors are still a little bit too expensive for us, but that's mostly because, oh, there we go, rooting out corruption is done. We are now only paying to stop this go up any further. And we're due to run out of war reparations against Vijayanagara in 2 years, but we'll be gaining Pasai. But I think Vijayanagara is a really good one to just keep on requesting additional funds from. Alright, how are the heavies? 45%. This is going to take a little while. And I'll probably want to send the lights over there too. We're going to want all hands on deck ready to fight this fleet. This war. Might even want the ships in Andaman. No, this is going for Sulu. This is not Pasai, this is Brunei. Brunei we can definitely beat at sea. Are Pasai close to forming Malaya, or whatever it's called? I don't think so. I think they have to take the Malacca provinces. And I don't know if they require Bintan for that, because Britain's got it. Britain took Singapore. Alright, probably another 3 months, I would assume. We could even get Diplo 20. I think that's going a little bit too far ahead. Yeah, we really need to catch up with the other two. Military remains one I need to focus. Thankfully, we have a pretty large treasury, so we can afford a little bit of loss. That inflation, how is it so high? Because at one point I had 2,000 in debt. And also no economic ideas. Economic ideas are usually how I mitigate my inflation through massive loan usage. I've continued my massive loan usage, but without economic ideas. Which we saw from the Mysore game is dangerous. Like, there is not a game where I should... Like, economic are just too strong an idea for me. Okay, Portugal's ready to give up some more information. So I would really like to know about Northern South America. Trade efficiency goes up by 10% or I gain 200 ducats. I'm going to take the 200 ducats. Luba wants an alliance. Luba are currently losing to Lunda. Being a pirate does not mix with economics. Exactly! Vijay is rival Jaunpur and Bahmanis. Vijayanagar is making a lot of friends around them right now. Which absolutely does not play into my hands at all. Nope. Shipyards have all been built. That's going to be a load of repair abilities in all of my island provinces. I'm going to see if this is owned by anyone. If that's not owned by anyone, I'm going to colonize it. Huzzah! That's Quoth the Innkeeper. 5 months now. Thank you so much for that support. Very, very much appreciated. 5 months watching Mordred play it and still E4 confuses the hell out of me. Well, this is probably one of the more advanced playthroughs I've done because I'm manipulating a lot of the naval mechanics in the game. But I have to admit, I'm having a lot of fun with this. This is just so my playstyle. I think that the Smugglers Consortium plus me in a multiplayer game would be extremely dangerous. But I'm really, really enjoying this. Alright, so if I had a word with Portugal right now and said, hey, about those maps that you're hoarding, yeah, I'd kind of like to know about this stuff. So what would this be? This would be Colombia. Boop. And... no, it's not an island. And it's not Colombia I wanted, it's Brazil. Although I think that these... no, these are technically in the Caribbean, aren't they? No, Curacao is. Britain, France. Damn it! See, Portugal's all down here. They could have given me some stuff. They went for Panama, which is wise. Alright, you can head home. Well, to that port. Until we get another 50, and then I can go and steal Brazil from them. I remember the rage back when you just pale pirated. This would be next level multiplayer rage. Yes, exactly. And some of the things that I learned playing as Tier Hut could definitely be applied. Like the Merchant Republic goods produced. It's a really good diplomatic tool. It's an offer that people like, especially in the East. Like, yes, I can potentially increase your goods produced by 50%. All you need to do is give me access. Once you've given me access, game over, man. Game over. Or I can just use it to secure not dying because you become indispensable. I was just lucky you let me pay you off. Well, that's the thing I learned from Johan, actually. Tuscany wants to buy a charter. I might be open to this, because usually that's quite profitable. Johan showed me that because he was playing as Britain, had a huge fleet of lightships which he wasn't really using to protect trade, he was using it to privateer. And he would privateer Portugal, who was playing as a merchant republic at the time, and he was demanding more money than he would have made through trade from Portugal to not be privateered. So he could just keep sending this light ship fleet around to privateer various peoples and then demand protection money to not privateer them. And that protection money would usually be more than he would have made privateering anyway. But other players were just so scared of the damage that he could potentially do, and he could do a lot of damage, that they were willing to pay up. And one thing which I like about this update is it seems to make... They must have boosted pirate hunting, because pirate hunting has actually been a really, really big efficiency decrease, especially for coastal raiding. So you could now play as a naval power and legitimately hire out your services of your heavy fleet to go hunting down those pirates. So you can have a lot of interplay between the naval powers, the non-naval trading powers, and then the pirate players. Pirates are modern-day Vikings. Yeah, they absolutely are. Especially as they can raid coasts. And the thing which I love about privateering is you can do it even at peace. So you could be in a war, they could declare war on you, you could fight the war, probably to a white peace if you do it correctly, you're a naval power. There is no way, especially if you're in an island power, that you should lose those wars. They should be at least a white peace, if not them paying you money to stop blockading them. And then after the war, you just pirate them, and just privateer them and raid their coasts. And it's just like, yeah, you might win the wars, or we could fight a war to a stalemate, but you know I'm going to be winning the peace, because there's no way you can hit back at me. And now that pirates can raid coasts of everyone, not just those who are religiously different, that's a whole level of pain it could deliver as well. Right, so Tuscany is offering rather a lot of money for Karoo. Where is Karoo? Is that this one? No, that's Zosa. Luanda. If it's this one, then yeah. See, I need this one. Although... yeah, I'll accept that. And I'll just send a colonist next door and build a colony there. Thank you very much for the 2,500 ducats, Tuscany. I appreciate that. And it's opening the door to Tuscany becoming a colonial power and colonizing and developing their own areas. Because I want Europeans over here. This is a good thing for me because the Europeans come with really good goods produced, which increases the amount of money throwing through the Cape. And who do you think is perfectly positioned to dominate privateering the Cape? This guy. So I need to tell you to stop improving one of my own provinces and then go and colonize this. Okay. Yeah. Cool. So universal exports I'm going to kick out of there. I'm going to merge you two together. Do I want to use my amazing admiral, who's also my 466 ruler? No, I don't think I do. I think I'm going to go ahead and hire an admiral. No, I'm not. I'm going to make sure that we have the captains in charge before we do this. Which is going to give me a +1 naval leader fire. Now we're going to hire an admiral. With our 33... naval tradition. This is the one problem with the way I'm playing, is it's very difficult to get naval tradition up. Wait. Captains increases shock and fire? That does not say that. And yet here it does. Reform Pirate King +1 fire and shock skill. Captains +1 fire and shock skill, and naval cadets. That's a bug. That's only fire. I don't think I'm getting any shock. Unless naval cadets does shock. I don't remember. Nope, naval cadets is also fire. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a bug right there. Right, so this is going to get named. This is going to be Aragon. Right. Who is not amazing? 6, 7, 8 pips. out of the 10 we could get. So you are a higher end admiral, and I don't want to... Oh, these are Diplo points. Yeah, we have loads of Diplo points. Let's get a new one. That's more like it. No, wait. Yes, that's definitely more like it. I'd still kind of prefer a bit more maneuver, but you'll do. So we'll get rid of the other Aragon, who really was not great. And we will put you in charge of the tax collectors. We can also get rid of Namanda. We don't need you, which gives me another naval slot which I can put in the transports. And this is going to be blacksmith. Nope, not good enough. For this one, I definitely want a maneuver. Oh, hello. You're actually even better. 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13... 14 pips. Out of my 10 pip maximum. Do not question it, just accept it. Well, in that case, I'm going to put Blacksmith in charge of the tax collectors. He's a tier 3 admiral, thank you very much. And then Aragon in charge of the other one, and we'll fire Bad Blacksmith. This is why I really, really, really wish you could rename generals and admirals. They need to add that. It's a nice little space right here. You just add a little box. Just a little one, which is rename. Okay. I think we are... Hang on, this is going to be a no CB. I just realised I don't have a CB for this. I could totally get one against Pasai. Do I just want to trigger this war with Pasai? So for those of you who are just joining us, the reason I want to fight Pasai is because I have a huge navy and I have an 86% ship capture chance. I don't build ships, I take them. And now that I have maritime and naval ideas completed, I'm pretty sure I can take that. And I'm also pretty good on the naval side of tech. They're on an 18, I think I'm on a 19. And I've just upgraded all of my ships to war galleons, which just became available. They don't have access to them. Yeah, I think I need to go after Pasai. This is going to draw in Brunei. One of the reasons I wanted to go after Sulu is because I can take out Brunei separately, but Brunei doesn't actually have that big a navy right now. Okay, so what we need to do is get a spy network on you, and we also need to justify the trade conflict. They control 40% of Malacca, I control 1%. So I'm going to need these guys split out. I'm going to need you commanded by my most maneuverable of leaders, and we need to be protecting trade in Malacca. Because I need to control at least 10% of Malacca to do this. %. I need more light ships. Alright, sod it. We're going to no CB them. We have 100% Republican tradition, which means my stability costs aren't actually that terrible. It's going to set me back a little bit in admin, but oh well. So merge you two together again. Let's park the war galleons out here. Utapa lost a war against Ajuran. Oh, that's the Brunei fleet right there. So Sulu. Need a diplomat. No! Stop fabricating on Vijayanagara. Gotta watch where those ships go. Alright, we're in the same spot. Sulu. Allied to Brunei, Makassar, Tondo and Cebu. That's fine. Declare war. No CB. Confirm. Go. I'm only doing this for one province anyway. Boost. And boost. Brunei answer. Brunei gets attacked. Glorious. And now I just need to defeat their navies. Captured 3 light ships. That's what I like to see. Did not capture. Oh, don't tell me all of their ships are just running away. Because it certainly looks that way. Where's the orange shield? Tondo. Tondo's up here. Aha. Gotcha. Tondo has a fair navy, though most of those are transports. Pasai declared war on Malacca. So this would be a really good opportunity to go after Pasai. While they're distracted. Captured 5 more transports. And just like that, I have 12 transports. Which we're going to send back. We'll do that under escort. That's another 5 transports. Now I just need to find a decent way of selling ships. So I can sell the prizes. Unfortunately, Sulu's not being stupid enough to leave their... to have their ships leaving port. Probably taking attrition because of supply issues? So that seems a little unlikely. Oh, well, no, that was my random ship that I was going to use, that I was using to spy on Portugal. Oh, you've left. Oh, you attacked me down here. Interesting. Have I caught you? Yes. I don't really care about losing transports. It's these ships that I want. The ones I just stole. It's the light ships. The light ships are the valuable ones. They're expensive to build. And not as many people have them as transports. What country am I playing? I'm playing as Betsimisaraka. That's the one. Betsimisaraka. Which is actually Madagascar. One of the Madagascar miners, which has some absolutely ridiculous naval ideas. In fact, I haven't talked about these for a while. So we start out with National Sailor modifier plus 20% and morale hit when losing a ship minus 20%, which is why I've been able to win a lot of naval combat against people with fleets bigger than mine. Because as long as I have a lot of heavies, I sink their little ships, which means that they lose morale. And then when I lose a ship, the morale loss is a lot less. And then because we've completed their national ideas, we also have a sailor maintenance of minus 10%, which means I can actually afford to maintain these huge fleets of heavies. We have a garrison size of plus 20%, which has been useful for our forts back home, because it means that they need to use more troops to siege down my stuff. Although, honestly, that really kicks in at the high end of having forts, not the low end. And we're an island, so it's kind of irrelevant. We have an embargo efficiency of 10% and privateer efficiency of 15%, which is great. National unrest of -1, so we don't need to worry so much about unrest reduction. Monthly autonomy change, minus 0.05, so we can use harsh treatment. No, not harsh treatment, the other one. The autonomy unrest thing more frequently and recover from it quicker. We have a 20% higher chance to capture ships, which added to the 33% from being a Pirate Republic plus the 33% from having completed maritime means we have an 86% chance of capturing ships, which is just bonkers. And you are seeing the effect of that right now. Royal Justice is actually a bonus to legitimacy, which is irrelevant because we're a republic. And then we also have diplomatic reputation +1. The main things is this, and this, and these. Right, where's Brunei's navy? I don't think I've actually killed them yet. Also, that one transport needs to back off into here. And I have full maritime, so because we're in supply, I'm actually repairing this whole time. I don't actually need to go back to port, which is lovely. I think I've already killed the Brunei fleet. I mean, they've still got 15 heavies hiding away somewhere. There's some. Captured 7 ships, 2 more heavies and 5 more lights. I think that was actually their entire fleet we just shattered. Oh no, there's some. Are you sailing? No, I was sailing somewhere. And you are not moving away. That's a mistake. These are also heavies and lights. Another 6 of each. 12 ships captured. Ship trade power plus 15%. Extortioner. Makes sense. Oh, and we could also raid coasts here. No, I'm going to wait on that. We're going to raid all the coasts in one go. And we do have quite a few heavies that definitely need repairs. And now with this number of ships, we can definitely go off to Pasai. Like, that is... We've achieved our main objective. They still have a couple of heavies hiding somewhere. Where are you? Alright, so transports. We now have 31 of you, so we could build up rather more troops. I doubt that they're going to try and intercept me, so we're just going to go ahead and land on Sulu. And we're just going to make sure that we remain in supply so that I can repair these ships. There's a bunch. Alright, so it's Madagascar. I think I am just going to start just dropping marines everywhere, just so I can force their fleets out and fight them. Our neighbours have established a large colonial presence in the New World. The exports from this distant land are steadily increasing, and some of the exotic goods have become very popular, even among those who should know better than to be dazzled by curiosities. Recently, our neighbours have gone further, openly fueling this interest, encouraging people to buy American. They are pushing for more imports from the colonies, outcompeting our own goods and depriving the good Betsemis Aragon people of work. We might need to get out of this influx of trade goods, but the safest option would be to erect barriers to reduce it. Pisses off Portugal. Portugal's my rival. Don't care. Let's get that mercantilism up. We've already got 27% mercantilism, which is pretty decent. Alright. Let's go and land over here. We must thank these nations for their donations of fleets to the rightful Betsimisaraka Pirate Republic of the Madagascar and Africa. Absolutely we should. They've been very generous in their donations to our cause. As the previous quartermaster of the Betsimisaraka appears to have taken a long walk off a very short plank, we must find ourselves in need of a new candidate for the role. The quartermaster has a unique position on a pirate ship. Elected by the crew, he is expected to be their representative and to champion their needs against the often arbitrary authority of the captain. 2 candidates immediately present themselves. Zanahari Antavatara is a true advocate of the crew. He has both the humility to listen to their concerns and their fortitude to stand up to the captain. Meanwhile, Chishala Antavara is firmly the captain's pocket. He is skilled at manipulating the crew into believing that the captain's wishes are also their own. But who will win the hearts and minds of the assembled pirates? So we can get a quartermaster or a naval reformer. So that's a military or diplo, I believe. And right now I would like the captains to remain in power. That's diplo, that's military. And it is 50% cheaper. You know what? I'm going to go for that and I might actually hire him. Because we've got more than enough money to pay for these guys. Who's this guy? Reinforced speed. Not the most useful ability, but he's cheap. Also, I believe that we have... No, we don't have any half-price trade people. I thought we did. We do have a half-price admin. Let's do it. I mean, we have so much money right now that advisors are definitely a thing I can afford. I could even afford to upgrade them to level 3. Sure. Do it.